Are you there?
I'm there.
Hello,
We're here.
hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the Raining Cats and Dogs podcast. I'm your host, Shannon.
I'm Ariana.
And welcome. It is in March. Spring is in the air.
It's March. It's
It's
supposed to get warmer.
it's going to get warmer. It was like in the high 20s today. It was great.
Yes, it's
Things will be like,
great.
it's going to be like 60, I think, by Friday or something, which is going to be insane.
I'm just worried about the yard getting muddy.
Then it's called, when you have pets, it's called mud season.
Yeah, I don't like that.
I don't enjoy mud season either. I have been glad, like, it's been warming up to, like, almost 40 for a few days, and then it gets cold, so it's like a slow melt, so it's not, like, complete, like, water everywhere. I do like a slow melt instead of, like, winter and then warm spring, because
Yeah,
then it just wreaks havoc with everyone's basements and yards and things.
yeah.
So definitely like it.
Not fun.
So if you are new here, welcome. We are a mother-daughter duo that just chit-chat and then discuss a couple of Reddit stories.
Yeah, it's fun.
So welcome. Tell your friends. We're fun. And
Yeah,
sometimes it's cringy. And it's okay.
yeah, it's okay.
It's all right. So yeah, so we were supposed to record like an hour earlier, but Ariana was busy. And then I was just like right before we were supposed to record, I was having like a little bit of an emotional breakdown. So
Oh, why?
I was just like, you left and, with some changes coming, and was just like, I'm just all alone. I'm going to die alone. The
Oh, God.
cats, kittens are just going to end up eating me because no one's going to know I'm here. They're going to find me. I was just like,
Yeah,
and, like wallowing in depression, like cried for like 5 minutes. And then I'm like, okay, so let's look at my phone. And then I chilled out on my phone for an hour. And then, yeah. And now I'm all better. And then
that's
I'm
good.
crash out. And then.
You?
Mm. Then I'm here,
Yeah. But
and
we just gotta get you back out there dating more.
who am I gonna date? There's nobody out there. Like,
There's
when
lots of men out there. We'll find you a nice prince.
oh, Prince, that'd be great. Like, young girls have a hard time out there nowadays, so, like, a middle-aged, overweight woman's definitely gonna have a harder time. Like, because really, when you're 20, in your 20s, everyone's your dating pool, and if you're struggling with finding nice people, is there really much hope for me? I don't know. So, we'll
Lucas says he wants a prince of his own to date.
yes, instead of, submission of a prince or, someone that's very handy. If he doesn't have money, like a carpenter or
Oh, yeah, that'd be great. Could you please date a carpenter?
yes, dating a carpenter would be wonderful. And then if he's off in the winters on home projects, it'd be great.
That would be amazing.
I realize, so my love language is gift giving, and I really enjoy just sitting and watching a movie once in a while. So her
Yeah, and quality time. That's quality time.
like, well, but is it quality time if you're not talking? Like for you and I, Eric,
Yes,
that's like our routine. But like, is it truly quality time sitting watching a movie? I think it's just vegging out.
that's what I call quality time.
It's nice. Well, the world, think about it. Like you're awake hours, you're pretty much at work most of the time. So like
Mhm.
you don't have much time in your daily life in the United States because work-life balance is very minimal. So it's hard, you're at work all day and then you don't make enough as bills keep going up and it's stressful. So you just come home and you just want to chill.
Yes, yes.
But you, on the other hand, you have an exciting adventure. This week is going to be your first week at a new job. So I wish you very well.
Oh, thank you. And I hope it goes well. First day tomorrow.
Sending well wishes and good luck. I'm sure it's going to be awesome. I just know how those like first day jitters are.
Yeah, no, I'm nervous.
Yeah, exactly. I get it. I've been there a few times, especially since 2020. I was there quite a few times the first day when I lost my job and after COVID. But, it's good. Then you feel comfortable and, all's well. And hopefully you find some wonderful coworkers. Like,
Yep, I hope so.
you at least want them to be nice, right? Like, you don't have to hang out after work, but you at least
Yeah,
you spend a lot of time with these individuals, again, more than you do, like, family
I
members.
want them to be, it's just nice to work with. I don't need to be best friends with these people.
Right. I mean, yeah, it's great if you find a best friend, but you don't need
Yeah,
a best friend just as long as everyone's nice.
yeah.
I think so. So, yeah, so I finished Bridgerton, I won't give any spoilers, but I loved
Let's
it.
please don't. I'm still in the middle of watching it.
What was that? You're kinda mumbling.
I'm I'm still in the middle of watching it.
Oh, okay. Sorry, there's, like, an echo in your phone. Yeah, it just was good, but now I'm sad that it's over. I'm like, "Oh." I just love the love stories, and the writing is just so good. I mean, obviously, they take a lot of the writing from the books, and this is probably the first one other than a couple like, a character switch out in the storyline about a cousin, they pretty much followed the book really closely.
Yeah, I don't remember too much of the book. I just know I've read it.
I'm a little disappointed of where it's gonna go, but it's fine because I just enjoyed the book, like the Francesca's story. I really enjoyed that. So, like, it's not that I'm not gonna enjoy the story, it's just gonna be different than how the book was.
Yeah, which is fine.
Which
Which
is
is like,
again, fine. I'm sure the writing is great, so I'm sure I'm still gonna like the love story. So it's gonna be fine. So yeah, so there's just that and what's new with you? How's Pippin and he's going to classes, right? Is he behaving? Like,
yeah,
what are these
at his
classes
first
like?
training class. He did very good. He was the star of the show, but we were kind of like the bad parents.
What you
Uh,
parent, why?
we forgot to put his harness on, and of course, all the other puppies there have harnesses on 'cause, it's better for them because they're still learning to walk and stuff for pulling a pull on the neck. So we didn't
Mhm.
have a harness. And then, so for treats, we brought hot dogs, which I mean, that's what I used when I trained Zuko, and it's great, and it really kept his attention. But of course, that's like the junk food. They all had like their dried liver treats there.
Yeah.
And then there's this super cute dog, Cannoli. I'm not quite sure what breed it was. One of the wrinkly kind, and she is very pampered. Well, so they brought, like, one of those special water bottles that fills up a little bowl for them to drink out of.
Mhm.
They they're talking about how every time after she drinks, they wash her face, so they had this cute little bag, it's like stuff, like, with all these pockets of things. One thing was a blanket, another thing was just a towel to wash her face, and then they're like, "Oh, yeah, we have cream for in her wrinkles that they put on her every day," and, like, they just was very prepared, and the other dog there also had, like, a little bag of stuff. Then here I am, I just pulled out the treats out of my hoodie pocket, and it's just in a plastic bag. They're all fancy over there. And then both Pippin and Zuko have been sneezing lately, and we think they might have a little cold. So then at the end of the day, I realized we're just the bad parents that bring unprepared, not the right equipment on, the junk food, and a sick child.
Yes, you were. Yes, at daycare, we'd be like, "Oh, that's the parent."
Yeah, but yeah, he was the best one there. He
He had hot dog. Yep,
followed the easiest commands. Yeah, that's right. He had a good rewards to he was well
that's very
motivated.
his breed is very smart. You have a very
Yeah.
smart puppy because for those of you, if you're new, he's a corgi, so they have a corgi puppy who's how old now?
He's probably 16 weeks-ish, I'd say.
15 weeks? Okay. Alright.
Yeah. And then the other dog, so there's only 2 other puppies there. One, I don't know the breed. Again, another wrinkly one, but they had long legs. Kinda reminded me of a toad. Still cute, but it still looks like a
A
toad to me
toad. Oh, geez.
when I was sitting down. And then another one was I forget exactly what the golden retrievers, but the ones that have, like, the red fur and, like, a little of the wave to them.
Oh, yeah, those are, like, very
The
expensive. Hey, I have a
Like the fancy golden retriever. No, Lucas thinks it was a doodle mix. I don't think so. I think it's one of the fancy ones that have the wavier, longer fur, the reddish tint, because it didn't have the doodle face.
it could either be golden retriever or they do breed golden doodles down so that way they don't have curly hair, they just have the wavy hair, but they're like
Mm,
$1,000, like, they're very
yeah.
expensive.
I think it was an expensive dog. That dog did not wanna listen at all.
Oh, A Alice was like, she was good at training class, but she was a little older, but she was the hardest puppy I've ever had, actually.
Mhm.
And she is a mini golden doodle, and she
Yeah.
was stubborn. I don't know if it was the poodle or maybe it's just part of the golden retrievers. Maybe they're rough puppies and then they're easier because 'cause they're really good family dogs, so I don't know.
But, oh, so this dog, they're talking about so at the end, like, the trainer's like, "Any questions, like, potty training? Like, give any tips or if you just have any concerns?" In the golden retriever family, like, "Oh, we had to put him in a crate because he peed our bed twice." Like, "Why
Oh
would you put this
gosh.
puppy in your bed? What, 2 times?"
After the first time, I'd be like, "Nope, no," 'cause
Yeah.
he's whining and crying in the crate
Oh, and
probably.
then the cannoli dog, the frog-looking one, they were like, "She sleeps from 9:30 at night till 7:30 in the morning." They're like, "We have to wake her up and take her out." I was like, "I wish our
Wow.
dog was like that."
Well, actually, Ari, I was thinking Pippin's like maybe you want to feed like maybe cut out that second dinner and just give him a couple like treats because a coworker of mine just got new Pomeranian. She was only 8 weeks, and now that she's 10 weeks, she's sleeping through the night too. No
Well, no, the
questions.
trainer said it was normal. Not cannoli. The River gets up. She's like, "It's normal to just expect an hour per month older."
Okay. Well, then my coworker's doing really well with her little mini tiny Pomeranian. It was so
Pippin's
cute.
just I don't think you can hold it very long now.
I was just thinking maybe it was because he was getting that second dinner with Zuko.
No, because it's even during the day, he doesn't hold it very long.
Okay. Well, I mean, he does have like a he's tiny body, so your dog is very tiny. So, but not as tiny as I thought he was going to be, if that makes sense.
Mhm.
I thought he Pippins would have been more like Jasper. Jasper was like the size of a not much bigger than your guinea pig that you had when we first got
Yes,
him.
I was concerned he would be that small too, just a little worried because of, Zuko and tiny dogs,
Yeah.
but no, he was a good size when we got him.
No, and that even for potty training, like I wanted him in August so that way Ari had like almost a month with Jasper while she was home with him when I was working, just because I was worried about that too. Like when you get a tiny dog, it's hard if you work full time, letting them out.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but it's just very cute and sweet. So
Yeah.
I found the story on Facebook, and I don't know how I'm feeling very conflicted about this. So, an Ohio woman broke into houses, cleaned them till they were spotless, and then left an invoice with her contact info in hopes of gaining new customers. She didn't steal anything, she just cleaned and left a bill.
No.
So, right? So, I'm like, huh,
And why would I pay for something I didn't want?
right. So, yeah, she's taking a chance there. But, like, she's breaking into your home, which isn't a good thing, and maybe you need better security, but, like, you know how nice it is just to come into a spotless home?
But
Do you think I don't think she
you
should deserves to be arrested.
yeah, she does. You broke into a home, and
Yeah,
she's
but she
leaving in
cleaned.
their contact information, so that's quite easy to find. She should be arrested.
Well, because she didn't think she was doing anything wrong because she didn't steal anything.
It's still wrong to go in someone's home without asking.
Yes, yes, it is, and I'm making it clear I know it's wrong. I'm just saying, I don't know how mad I'd be if they just cleaned my house once I got over the eerie feeling that someone
What
was
if you saw, like, a bill that was like, "Oh, you owe me $400 now for cleaning your entire house."
no, she was, like, charging, like, $20 an hour. She was actually on the cheaper side. I'd be like, "Huh,
Oh.
that's what I mean. See, I don't like that you broke in, but
What about instead of doing that, she should just advertise, like, first cleaning is free or something like that.
I think she was in the neighborhood and no one was biting, so I think she thought maybe she could show them how good of a job she could do. They would hire her. I mean, clearly, if you're leaving your name and number, you really aren't thinking you're doing anything wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
So I don't know. I just thought, like, I feel conflicted. Like, does she deserve to be arrested? I don't know. She had some good intentions. She just
Yeah,
made
I don't know if that makes
motive
up for it.
the wrong way. But again, I wouldn't want someone in my home that I didn't invite or want.
Yeah.
If nothing was taken and my house is spotless, I'm like, huh, all right. Please don't come again.
No.
But, we are good. And please tell me, how did you get in?
Yeah.
So, I could fix that window or whatever it was so it never happens again.
Yeah.
And then I just wanted to mention, just because it was kind of funny, and I forgot to mention it because with the Olympics going on, and I was so psyched about the men's hockey team winning gold. Women also won gold too. I just didn't watch that game. I had watched the men's. But I did you see that there was a gold medalist? I think he was from Finland. No, he was Norwegian. And he used that time when they were interviewing him to apologize for cheating on
Yes,
his girlfriend.
yes, why would you think that's a good idea?
Right? Well, think about it. Like when you literally have blocked a person, like any way you can, like block their number, got them off, so block them on social media. They can't get a hold of you. He took the world stage. I bet she did not take him back.
No, I wouldn't.
Oh my god, I'd be so embarrassed, like, "Why are you talking about this?" Because clearly all your friends and family know you're dating, like, they know who he is. It's like, "Oh my
Mhm.
god, this is so humiliating."
That's so embarrassing.
Especially if you didn't tell people, like, because sometimes when someone cheats, you just kinda say, "We parted ways." You don't wanna get into, like, all the details.
Yeah.
Maybe only your closest friends or family members know the real reason. You just keep it like, "Okay, we broke up, we went our separate ways, we wanted different things." He wanted 2 women, and I didn't like that, you know?
Yeah.
So so, like, I don't know, it's just embarrassing. You're putting it all out there. I don't know why he thought that was a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know, that's crazy.
See, that idea is worse than breaking into someone's house and cleaning.
You had a point there.
I think it's worse. Alright. Are we ready for some Reddit stories?
I think we are. Let me pull them up. I got some good ones today.
Alright, I'm
Let's
excited.
see. Oh, wrong app. We're going. First, we're gonna try go to the subreddit AITH, posted by old mom of too many.
Okay, posted by old mom of too many.
Yeah.
That sounds like a
Am
type
I
of
the
mom.
yeah. Am I the asshole for choosing my 2-year-old foster over my 10-year partner?
Okay, probably not. I'm thinking I choose a 2-year-old foster over a 10-year-old partner probably any day. That's why hence I'm alone. Alright, go on.
Background: we are a blended family. My partner, Will, 52 male, myself, Sarah, 50 female, met online 10 years ago. At the time, we both had 2 children from a previous marriage, ages 10, 8, 6, and 4. Will's were the older children, and mine were the younger. Within the first year of our relationship, we moved in together and fostered a neighborhood kid in need of a place. Will and I this relationship has mostly been good. Our family blended well, and as a family, we mostly enjoyed the children who have been a part of our family. One side note is that Will has not exactly been an equal partner. I've managed most of the household duties, boss responsibilities, and financially contributed to those equally. Fast forward 9 years, and 30 plus kids in our home. And Will's children have gone through college, and my young teens, a collection of pets, and 2 toddlers are living in our home. Last year, Will's dad got sick, and as a result, Will was gone for nearly 3 months. Not once did I make Will feel like he needed to worry about our home and many responsibilities. I wanted him to focus on being present for his dad. Upon Will's return home, he seemed distant and uninterested in our family life. Increased drinking, hanging out with his friends alone, and planning trips on his own or with friends. I gave him space, figuring that he needed to recover. Meanwhile, one of the toddlers, male too, let's call him Peter, who we have fostered since he was 3 days old, his case is looking like a permanent guardianship plan change. Will and had a few discussions about Peter joining our family. We expressed Will expressed reservations about our age and starting over in our parenting journey, but ultimately stated he supported Peter being part of our family. As this process moved forward, Will was no longer able to default everything to me. Caseworker insisted on interviewing Will and I together. In our final interview, were the basic questions off the list, caseworker asked us each why Peter. I answered this in a child-focused way, saying how he is great, how I fell in love with his amazing personality, natural fit to our family, etc. Will's first sentence was about what a great kid Peter was, and then took a sharp turn. Next sentence was about how he wants to retire, how he's sure there's a better family available. He's not wanting to parent anymore, etc. He then walked back into his office and left me with a total mess. The worker immediately asked how I was planning to navigate the kids' planning with someone that doesn't want to parent. Will and I are not married, and he lives in a house owned by me. Caseworker said Will needs to move out, and you need to be certified as a single parent, and it was the only way forward, forcing me to start over. I walked into Will's office, and I pretty much explained that he needs to move out, and that he had completely tried to sabotage Peter's future with the only family he had ever known. Will left that day, and I blocked him on everything, and now Will is reaching out to friends.
Okay, I mean, You really need to be on the same page with something like this in
Yes.
fostering, and if he really didn't want to do it, he should have had a serious sit-down conversation with her.
With her alone, not in front of the caseworker.
Like, how embarrassing. I'd be so humiliated and mad and, like,
Yeah.
you blindsided her. Yeah, no,
Mhm.
I would be so upset. Like, could you even imagine? Like, no. Yeah,
No, I
I
could
would have done
not.
the same thing. I see, I had a feeling she was gonna be the right. I definitely.
Yeah, a little of course, a little two-year-old been with you since 3 days old, and it's obviously looking like because they try to get them back with their, biological
Mhm.
family if possible, but it looks like it's bad enough that it's not a consideration anymore.
Right. So he's the only parents that you've known. And, like, you understand he had some concerns, like, "Oh, because 'cause you're older, starting over." But, like, this poor baby is you're the only family it knows, and, like, he really should have stressed, "I don't want to do this," is what he should have said. Instead
Yeah.
of trying to, like, fail it and then make it look like, "Oh, look, we can't do it anymore, see?" Like,
Oh, see, look, they took away our option.
uh-huh. Like, I really think he was trying to be the weaponized incompetence, like, "Oh, I didn't know."
Yeah.
Like, that's terrible.
Crazy.
Absolutely terrible, like, I mean and it's one thing when people do weaponized incompetence, like, let's say you don't wanna do the dishes, so then you always, like,
They do it
uh,
terribly.
you
But
do
to
it
mess with a child's future.
right, that is just crazy, like, I can't believe someone would do that terrible.
Yeah. Now she needs to start over and as apply as a single, and that could jeopardize even if she gets him or not too.
Exactly, it could jeopardize it. It could also mean, like, "Oh, we found a better fit with another couple that would wanna foster
Uh-huh, if they
that."
wanna put him in with a couple instead of single parent.
Uh-huh. Like, I would be
And
so
then
mad.
it sounds like they have multiple foster children, so it could jeopardize all of the kids that are in the home.
Right, yeah, it really can. What, like, I don't I'd be so mad, what a jerk. Like,
Yeah, that's crazy.
it really is. Aw, is there any updates?
Let me check. Let's read the top comment. Top comment. It seems he was checked out after his kids grew up and started their own lives. Also seems he didn't really care to leave. It just seems the relationship ran its course. Not the asshole. Just keep loving and caring for your kids. A lot of people saying the same thing.
Yeah.
How awful. Go to her page. This was only posted 3 days ago, so
Oh,
I'm
okay.
not seeing any updates.
No, that's understandable. Just
And no
oh,
comments either. Yeah.
okay. Yeah, I just hope it doesn't jeopardize any of the kids. I hope she can keep loving them, she can keep taking care of them. But I also hope now with him, will this affect her financially? Is she gonna be able to afford to care for these kids
Ah,
the same
that is
too?
true.
Being a single
Yeah.
parent, it makes it harder. That's rough.
Hopefully.
Yeah,
Another
hopefully.
good comment. Sounds like he doesn't want to be alone, where he might actually do housework than anything else. If he wanted to retire and spend his days watching TV and puttering to the mailbox, that's his right. But it's a huge change in direction. He hoped to spring this at the interview so that it would tank the process and send the town there out into a already overcrowded foster system, and that OP would not want to be approved with an unwilling partner. He gets what he wants and figures OP will eventually forgive him. Guess he figured wrong. Congratulations to OP for knowing what's important and having the courage to act on it. Your home was fine in the 3 months he was away, and will continue to be fine when he's gone.
Yep, absolutely. Stay strong, OP.
Mhm.
I don't think
I know.
I think she's feeling like an asshole, like, in front of her friends, but I don't when people spin it like, "Oh, she chose this
Yeah.
for me," but I think she deep down, she knows she made the right choice.
No, I think even, you know, I don't think ever, like, even knowing, like, whole stories, like, his friends, how could they side with him? Like, obviously, like, I don't know. Yeah, she chose a child over you. It's probably the better thing.
Right, exactly, like, I know, I think how like, if, like, reverse it, right? Like, one of my friends comes to me like, "Oh, they chose my husband chose, this, fostering this child over me, and I just don't wanna do it anymore." I'm like, "Okay, well, this child needs
Yeah.
a home, and it's a child." Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's good for you for speaking up and not being awful to, like, staying around and being awful to the child, but you can't make the other person into a villain for wanting to stay.
right. Well, and like, she was saying she was doing all, like, the most of the work anyway, so she pretty much was
Yeah.
single when it comes to the child. So, like, obviously, he didn't really care of losing that relationship portion
No,
over.
not at all.
No. I mean, of course, hopefully she'll find someone better, but I'm just glad
Yeah,
she chose a child.
yeah. Me too. I think she made the right choice.
I do too.
Alright, you ready for the next one?
Yes, I am.
Now we are going to r/2 hot take, posted by ordinary dash nose dash 9306. 30 male. I am strongly considering ending a 3-year relationship because of my boyfriend, 31 male, sex quirk. I feel insane. Please help. Summary.
Because of the sex work? What?
Because of the sex quirk.
Sex quirk. Okay. Alright.
Alright, sorry for any grammar mistakes and typos and rambling. I'm admittedly a little drunk and running off 33 hours of no sleep. Fake names for obvious reasons. I'll try to keep things as PG-13 as possible. If you guys think this post goes somewhere else, let me know. I'll post it there instead. My boyfriend, Travis, and I have been together for almost 3 years. And up until now, I would have said our relationship was great. We were even kind of sort of starting to talk about marriage, but now the thought of tying the knot makes me feel like I'm going to puke. I guess the important thing is to understand is that we just recently started trying to have full on sex. I hate that term, but I don't know how else to explain it right now. We haven't been avoiding it per se. I've always had a lower libido, and Travis admitted early on that he has performance anxiety. We rarely ever progress past making out. When we do it, has almost only been hand stuff, which again, I've never had a problem with. That being said, I know it bothered Travis before that we couldn't progress things further. He has a bad habit of blaming himself for a lackluster sex. But he always shuts the conversation down very quickly and gets more upset if I try to offer support or give possible solutions. I've reassured him over and over again that he makes me feel good and that I love him for it. But again, it doesn't seem to help. That is why I was so surprised when he came up to me about a week ago and asked if we start trying again. A few days later, we were making out on the couch and things started getting heavier. Just as I was beginning to take off my pants, I noticed him reach for the TV remote. I thought he was going to either turn it off or we would start playing some music to set the mood. But no, he pulled up Amazon and started playing all of fucking things South Park. I hate South Park. Travis knows this. Everyone in my life knows this. I've never been able to stand that show, and I've never been shy about how much I hate it. Too many years being forced to watch the show next to my homophobic dad and uncles has officially given me the literal fucking ick every time I even get a glimpse of it. I can't stand the voices. I hate the humor. And the secondhand embarrassment is so physically painful, I can't handle being in the same room if the show is playing. I cannot stress this enough how much my boyfriend already knew this. So yeah, when I started hearing the theme song, I immediately stopped and asked Travis what he was doing. He gave me such a confused and hurt look that I generally felt bad for a second, but I asked him again why he turned on South Park. He told me that having something in the background helped him relax. I said, that's fine, but can it be any other show than the one he knows makes my skin crawl? I honestly didn't think it was that big of a request. He looked at me like I said something super messed up. I wasn't trying to be mean, I was just confused, and the mood was quickly starting to die for me. And then he asked me if I was judging him. I told him no, that's not the issue. I'm very attracted to him. I just don't want to have sex while South Park is in the background. He then started crying and tried to leave the apartment. I panicked and asked him what was happening and where was he going, but he ignored me completely and was gone for 6 whole hours. The entire time he was gone, I was texting and calling him, just begging him to please explain what I did wrong and asking where he was. Nothing. Absolute radio silence. When he finally came back, he barely looked at me and wouldn't say a word. I felt like I was going to puke. He just ignored everything I said, refused to look at me, would even move his face away to not face me and went to our bedroom. At this point, I sort of lost it. I think the absurdity of the situation kind of hit me, and I couldn't stand the silent treatment anymore. Normally, I would have left him alone for a bit longer, but him leaving and ignoring me over something as simple as making a request not to have sex while simultaneously having to listen to Eric Cartman shouting slurs is not an appropriate reaction. I went to our bedroom and told him he was him it was enough and that he needed to explain himself. He just kept ignoring me. I saw red for a split second, knew I had to remove myself before I said something really nasty that I'd regret later. I think he didn't realize how serious I was until I went looking for my shoes, because all of a sudden he started begging me not to go. I told him that's probably not a good idea and I needed space, but he kept promising to finally explain everything and I just gave up. He then told me that for as long as he can remember, the only way he's been able to stay hard is if he has South Park playing. I immediately called bullshit and asked him if he was pranking me, and he, honest to God, started crying again. He said I didn't get to judge him, and it's not his fault that he's like this. I honestly felt really bad when he said that, but it didn't seem real to me. I asked him again if he was being genuine, and he insisted again that yes, he was. He reiterated that he grew up watching the show, and as a teen, started masturbating and was always playing somewhere in the background. When he started having issues, he noticed a pattern where if he could overhear the characters' voices, he could get hard and stay harder longer. The more he went into detail about it, the more unsure I felt. Part of me still thinks he was playing a prank on me, but he seemed so genuine. He basically said that he Pavloved his dick, just only staying erect when the show was on. I don't know if this is actually true or how any of this works, but whenever I tried to question him on it, he doubled down and insisted that it was true. I asked him why he took so long to tell me about this, if it was because he knew I couldn't stand the show. He then proceeded to sort of rant and vent how, again, it's not my place to judge him, that if I hadn't been so closed minded, none of this would be happening. I had no clue what he meant by that and I asked him to clarify. He then said that it was my fault he had performance anxiety, that if I would have been more supportive partner, that we could have had sex years ago. At this point, I was done. It felt like we were going in circles, and yeah, my feelings were really hurt. I let him know that I needed some space and that I was going to head over to my friends for a day or two. Travis didn't fight me about it. I gave him an awkward hug before heading out. Now I'm not nearly as drunk as I want to be. I don't know what to think anymore. I don't have anyone I can talk to about this. All our friends are mutual, and this feels way too private of a situation to even attempt to bring it up to them. I'm no contact with my family, so that's a bust. I'm so torn up inside over this. I cannot tell if he's being genuine or if he was pulling the worst prank ever. I feel betrayed, and then feel guilty for feeling betrayed. I'm so angry, but I also want to cry. I feel like this relationship is already over, and yet at the same time, I don't want it to be. I don't necessarily want to break up with him because of this. It's more the disappearing and petty silent treatment that's bothering me. I've never seen Travis blow up like this before, and it's making me question everything about a relationship. Does anyone have any advice for this? Is this a legit thing? Has anyone else been in a situation like this? Please send any advice or suggestions. I'm at the end of my rope, dreading going home.
Woof.
Yes.
Okay. So, okay. Well, as soon as she said she hates South Park, that should have been a conversation if
Yeah, that's
he
what I
knew
brought up.
he could only get hard listening to South Park. Though I understand the whole Pavloving thing. We've actually discussed other Reddit stories where people kind of Pavlov. I mean, there was one that I listened to on another, like on a podcast, where a guy could only have sex and get hard while he was pooping.
Yes.
Because he
Ugh,
Pavloved
that's bad.
himself. Yes. So, like, I understand you can Pavlov yourself. I think you
But
can
you
also have
gotta,
a sex therapist.
yeah,
You can, work
fix
on that.
that.
What it's so he should have been open and honest as soon as he realized she hated sex. Blaming
Uh-huh.
her, don't turn this around and blame her. This is your issue,
Oh.
sir. But, like, it sounds like some incompatibilities are happening, and maybe he's also
Uh,
just worried because he knows that that's the only way he can actually have sex is that listen to South Park. But what concerns me is those are little kid voices. Like, I they're little kid
oh, I
voices, so that
I thought
would
are they
be the
though?
ick. Well, I mean, I'm sure the grown adults making the voices, but it's like, "Hey, who killed Kenny?" You know what I mean? It's like supposed to be little kid voices.
That is true.
So
Yeah, I hate the voices of South Park actually.
so and, I don't always love the content of South Park, but my favorite one is the Ozempic one, so I mean, I do like some of South Park. I also have a very sarcastic sense of humor, but I don't actually watch it often. If I hear of, like, a funny episode, I'll watch it. And I
Yeah.
actually ever the last time I've watched was the Ozempic one, and before that, I don't even know. So, I'm not like a Advid whatever. I don't care either way.
Yeah.
would bother me that you like to hear little kid voices. I think that would also
Yeah, I didn't even think about that part.
yeah, because I feel like that's a little pedophile-y. Like,
Mm,
obviously, it's
that
a
might be
cartoon.
jumping it a little bit too, though. I think he just Pavloved himself. I don't think it has anything to do about the voices, and he started when he was a teenager.
Well, right, especially and we really teenagers are the ones that like to watch that usually,
Yeah. Yeah,
regularly.
definitely teen boy.
Teen boy humor, for sure.
Yeah,
So, I don't know, but it would still give me the ick as an adult, like, if that's
yeah,
what you because to me, that's little kid voices, so that would make me feel icky. She
yeah.
also feels icky for her own personal reasons. So, you're just not compatible. So, here's the question. Do you break up? Or does he
Think
see
I
it
would like,
just
he
to work
hates
on it?
she yeah, I think he hates, like, the show so much, which OP is the guy I saw in the edit.
Okay.
His more information. He hates the show so much, and the guy can't have sex without it. It's not working. It's just like having, like, a kink. You guys need to be compatible.
Yeah, I mean, any kink, like, some guys like toe stuff, and if you're not into toe stuff, it's just not gonna work. Or
It's just
girls,
not gonna
like
work. I
yeah,
mean, like, yeah.
no one needs to be shamed,
No one needs to be
but
shamed, but you can't also expect someone to be to like the same things as you either. You have to respect their no.
exactly. I do think you work on that, though, with a sex therapist, but, it
Oh,
seems
yeah, totally. That was he should work on that. That's not like a kink, that's I don't know, that's a hindrance to your sex life.
I really feel like it is because not everyone it could really be a mood killer hearing that if you don't like the show in the background, or just a mood killer altogether just because, like, some music is fine, but, like
Yeah, I don't care for the voices, but I'm not like this person that had outwardly hates it that much, but it would just be like, okay, does this need to be playing right now?
right. Well, yeah, because 'cause you're like, okay, I don't know if I want this playing right now." Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I just you have a discussion, there's no blame going either way. Is this something that he wants to change, or is this something that he's okay with? And if he accepts this of himself, then that's when you say, "Okay, we're sexually incompatible and this relationship's not going to work."
Yeah, I think that's where it is. He does not seem like he wants to change.
No, no, especially since he's going to blaming and then the crying.
Yeah.
Seemed like a lot of drama around it, so
Yeah.
so what's the top comment?
Same as you. I'm much more worried that a grown man cannot for 3 whole years have a deep, vulnerable conversation about your sex life. The silent treatment and lack of emotional regulation is that of a teenager.
Well, yeah, he's
Yeah, so
emotionally
they've been in
immature.
3 years, and this is they never thought once that maybe this should be a conversation.
I mean, even if someone said especially because OP hates South Park and because of their
Yeah.
own issues, but reasons, but, like, even if you didn't hate South Park, it still should be a conversation.
Mhm. I agree.
Come on, like, you need to be able to be vulnerable and trust your partner and have these awkward, hard conversations because at the end of the day, it's supposed to feel like it's between you 2, it's very
Mhm.
intimate. Like, you need to be having those conversations.
Yeah. Yeah, this should have came up a long time ago.
Yeah.
I say before they even made it official, it should have came up.
I think before you make it official. Definitely before you attempted even to have sex.
Yeah, well, it sounded like it took him almost, 3 years to have sex.
Yeah, so which makes you wonder, how does it say how old they are in the beginning?
They're in their 30s. Let me scroll back up.
Oh.
Let's see. Yep. OP is 30 and the boyfriend is 31.
Okay, yeah, no. You're in your 30s, dudes. You gotta have a conversation. Like, you've
Yeah.
been together 3 years, and maybe they started as friends and then it came into more, but that had to be your partner hates this show, and this is the only show you can have sex with in the background, so you needed to have that conversation before you became official. You had plenty
Yeah.
of time.
Yeah, that should have happened a long time
A
ago.
long time. To me, that would have just been a turnoff if someone just wanted a sound. Let's say they needed a sound. I'd be okay if someone needed a sound. But if South Park is the one thing that came on, that'd be a turn off to me.
That's weird to put on.
Yeah, exactly.
So
Of anything you can put on, that's what you're putting on. No, thank
well,
you. I,
especially can you imagine if he was, actually searching for a certain episode to put on?
oh my God, this buzzkill. Like, okay, well, I'm gonna leave you alone.
Yeah.
Dark. I'm going to bed.
Yeah, seems like
So,
you're more into this than me.
yeah, uh huh. Like, no, thank you.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, yeah, no, it's awful.
All right, shall we do one more?
Yep, I think one more will be good.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do. Okay, let's do. Hmm. Hold on. I'm going in the 22. Okay, let's do this one. This is from r/Mark Narration, posted by Pointer Neon Code.
Okay.
Throw away because people in my life know my man. Maya and I have been best friends since we were 19, 11 years. She asked me to be her maid of honor about 8 months ago, and I said yes without hesitating. We have been fully involved, dress fitting, hen weekend, all of it, and I was genuinely excited for her. Her fiance is a guy named Caleb. Maya told everyone that she met Caleb at work conference in 2022. Sweet story. They were seated next to each other at a panel, got talking, exchanged numbers. I've heard her tell the story so many times I could recite it. I liked the story. It felt like something that would happen to her just because she's the kind of person good things just find. About 3 weeks ago, I was at a birthday thing for a mutual friend, and I got talking to a woman named Priya, who used to work with Caleb. At some point, Caleb's name came up, and Priya mentioned offhand that it was funny how life works out. That she remembers when he and Maya first started talking while he was still with his ex. She said it kind of casually, like it was known. I asked her to clarify, and she looked immediately uncomfortable, like she said something she shouldn't have. She tried to walk it back, but the picture was already pretty clear. Caleb had been in a serious relationship when he and Maya met. The conference story was either completely invented or heavily edited. They had been talking, and more than talking, before things ended with someone else. I went to Maya directly. I didn't ambush her. I asked her to meet for coffee and told her what I heard and asked her to be straight with me. She was quiet for a long time and then she said yes. It was complicated when they first got together, but that it was 2 years ago and had nothing to do with who they are now. She said she kept it simple because she didn't want to be judged. She was not apologetic about lying to me specifically, her best friend, for 2 years. I told her I needed some time to think and that I wasn't sure I could stand up for her at her wedding and give a speech about a love story I now knew was built on versions of events she invented for the public consumption. She told me I was making her wedding about myself. Her mom has since texted me twice. The wedding is in 6 weeks, and I haven't given her an answer.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
That's
that's it.
I was like, "Okay, where's more?" Okay. I mean, come on. Like, I would be hurt that my friend didn't tell me. I could see that, right? Like, I'm
Mhm.
divorced. There are reasons around that, so maybe I'd feel a certain way knowing that someone is maybe unfaithful to the person they're dating, but they weren't married, right? And
Yeah.
sometimes love stories unfolds, in different ways, and clearly, I'm the other person that was dating him, maybe she's happier and off and found her right person too. Maybe it was just the wrong person. I don't like to know people were cheating. I also don't like being lied to. Like, that's, like, a huge pet peeve. I hate when people lie. Just tell me the truth even if it's awkward. But
Mhm.
you are making it about you. You do, but you also we all have our morals and values and boundaries. And if you feel like the relationship started off on a line, you can't support their relationship. I mean, you probably won't be friends anymore, but that's definitely, I guess, her quandary, right? Like, she doesn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I I wouldn't. I'd be upset. Like, I probably wouldn't talk to my friend for a few days.
Well, yeah.
Uh,
Would you ruin your whole your friendship
I
for,
would
the rest of your life for this?
no, I would just be more upset that I was the one that was lied to. I mean, okay, they met, he was with someone. You don't know. Maybe they weren't intimate. Maybe he did it the right way and broke up with this person. Like, you don't know the full story. You just know that he had a girlfriend when they met. I mean, sometimes that's how things happen, and maybe she's also better off. Like, I don't know. I think she's focusing a little too much on that.
Yeah. Or maybe, like, she didn't know, or, like, that they were friends. Yeah, they could have been friends before. They could have not been romantically involved. We
Right.
don't I think you need more information.
You need more, and maybe they did, like, but then what if he went home and broke up with someone right away? Okay, like,
Yeah.
maybe he did cheat, but then he knew, like, "Oh gosh, I need to break up with my girlfriend then." Like,
Mhm.
I mean, we don't know, like, I feel like she needed to know the full circumstance. She's making the lie too much about her. Like, I wouldn't let a friendship go like that over that. You know,
Mhm.
your feelings known, say, "Look, I don't enjoy how you lied. I need to know more for myself, like, what happened?" But at the end of the day, your friend is happy, and you wanna be there to support your friend. Like, I don't know,
Yeah.
really good friend, I wouldn't ruin my friendship over this because you know what, the way I look at it, obviously, he wasn't meant to be with that other girl, and that other girl is probably happier too, right? Like,
Yes. Obviously, it's worked out how it should have then.
Yes, like, some things aren't the best. I mean, I hope, like, if they were intimate, he broke up right away or you know what I mean? I hope he did it at least in an honorable way, but at this point, that's not like, you can give a wedding speech, that is not all the wedding guests, they don't need to know that story. They're just there
Yeah.
because they support the bride and groom, they love them, and they're moving forwards.
Yes.
So and it's not like he was even married before, it was just, I mean, it was their boyfriend, girlfriend. Obviously, hurtful, but things turned out the way they should have. I don't know. What would
Yeah.
you do?
There's nothing more you can do, yeah.
Would
Yeah.
you ruin your friendship over this?
No.
Like, wouldn't you just be more hurt that you were lied to in the beginning? Like, I think that's just where I
Yeah, I think that's what made you feel like you couldn't tell me.
Right. And then maybe you have to look at your friendship, like, I'm your maid of honor, and you
You
couldn't
felt
tell
like you
me
couldn't
this?
tell me, then or should I be your maid of honor?
Right, right, like, why'd you feel like you couldn't tell me? And maybe they didn't tell, really anyone. Obviously, a coworker might know because they you know what I mean? They know those things, but and they met because they were on a panel, I don't know, I think it's fine.
Yeah, yeah, I think so too.
What's the top comment?
Top comment is situationally, they may have met at work conference. The real question is if she was aware he was in a relationship before they got into a serious relationship. It's quite possible she was potentially unaware. Needs more information.
What'd OP say?
OP has not responded to anything. This was
Oh,
posted 6 days ago.
well oh, these are new. All of yours are pretty new to this tonight. Yeah, I mean, first of all, you need more more details, but at the end of I would just like to know for myself, but at the end of the day, do the details really matter? Like, 2 people ended up being together. Do you love them? Do you support them, or do you not?
Yeah, I'd say so.
I mean, if you can't support them, 'cause she might not have known, he may have ended it right away. It really could have been I mean, not completely innocent, but as innocent as possible, right? Like, "Okay, I guess I need to break up with my girlfriend now." You know what I mean? Like, obviously, I'm
Yeah.
a person, like, I don't know, and the girlfriend did the
I
his
guess it's also really none of anyone's business, too.
it
No one
really
needs.
isn't. I mean, everyone wants to hear, like, that love story, but it's really no one else's business, right? Like, no one was
Yeah.
harmed. There wasn't like she ripped him away from, like, 3 kids and now they're starving or something. You know what I mean? There isn't
Yeah.
not that huge, like, he just owned children or he you know what I mean? Like, so I don't know, she's making a bigger deal of it than it needs to.
I think so, yeah. Just blowing it a little out of proportion.
I mean, if there's more to the story, like, oh my gosh, she was pregnant and then his girlfriend was pregnant and then now she's homeless. Like, okay, well, he doesn't necessarily need to be in a relationship with her, but he needs to do what's right. You know what I mean? He needs to help support her and the child.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, she's making it a huge, bigger moral dilemma than it needs to be, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
I would just be hurt. That's it.
Yeah. I would be too.
Yeah. I was surprised. See, I thought it was gonna be, should I say anything to her because he was in a relationship before? I thought that's where the story was going,
Yeah, not knowing. Nope. She knew. Well, yeah, it sounds like she knew. Yeah.
because then let's flip that, though. Let's say that was the question, and you find out that your friend's fiancé was in a relationship when they first met from, a coworker. Do you tell them before they get married? Do you say something to
Yes,
your friend?
you do. I would.
Yeah, I would too. I would feel bad about it, though, because sometimes, though, when you're the one delivering that message,
Then they get mad at you.
they get mad at you, and then you're not really a part of their life anymore.
Yeah.
You know, for some reason, being that messenger sometimes hurts people, but I would wanna know, and I think you have to live it like, "Okay, I would wanna know, so if she doesn't know, she needs to know," you know?
Yeah, I agree.
I said no a lot. She needs to know, you know?
To know.
You know, you know?
On that note,
Hmm.
think we're gonna stop it here for tonight.
Yes. Thank you so much for joining us. Like, follow, subscribe, tell your friends.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Our snow is melting and there's like they call it like mold, like the spores from all the grass and everything. So every evening I get really stuffed up. So I'm sorry that I'm stuffy and coughing, but all right.
Scary be stuff.
I know.
Alright. Have
Allergies.
a great night, everyone, or a day, or a
Have
week.
a good day. Have a great week. And remember, be kind.
Yes, always be kind.
Yes, kindness costs nothing.